Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start by asking you all just one favor. And don't worry, the favor is not for you to keep quiet. You can continue speaking. The favor is for you to assist me today in defeating my village people. And I'll tell you how. But before that, I would want to start by adopting one of the words of the day by one of the speakers. Since the business we do today is buying original things, repackaging, selling it at a higher price. Check! I've rebranded Oga Usman's. So 5 years ago, if you were to tell me that I was going to come to a stage and speak to people, I'd be like, not me. But thanks to Toastmasters International, I've been able to come up to the stage. Well, I'm talking now. But then, my village people have continuously make efforts to make sure that whenever I come to stage, I'm going to fall hands. So that's why I want your support. Check. All right. So say check if you've seen job postings for graduate entry positions in companies asking for 3 to 5 years of experience. Say check if you've ever volunteered in any organization, association, or group. Say check if you're currently volunteering for the TEDxBayeroUniversity event today. I'm not getting that energy. I am not getting that energy. All right. So, one more favor, please. Please, could you all give me a round of applause? All right. So you all weren't compelled to give me a round of applause. You did it out of your own free will, with little or no expectations. I asked for help, and you all volunteered. That is what I call volunteering. Doing things out of your own free will, with little or no expectations. Today, I will be talking about volunteering and how it keys into your professional and personal growth as an individual. And for the purpose of this speech, I'll be using my volunteering journey as a case study. Volunteering for me dates far back to 2009, when I was in my second year in medical school. By the way, I am an alumnus of TEDxBayeroUniversity, Kano. Back then, I was invited to participate in a medical outreach program organized by the Association of Medical Doctors. The experience then was an eye-opener for me. It led me to seek and participate in more medical outreaches through my years in medical school. Consequently, it's also informed my decision to pursue a career in public health rather than work in a hospital like most physicians do. Right before I graduated, I started making plans to build a career in the public health space, to work with the likes of World Health Organization, Management Sciences for Health, FHI 360, and the United Nations. Guess what was the first thing I did? I went online, searched Google, how to start a career in public health. And the most recurring result was volunteering. Volunteering with small groups, non-profits, civil society organizations, and the likes. So at that point in time, in my head, I was like, if I started volunteering, opportunities will start coming. Then I went into a volunteering frenzy. Every opportunity that came, I volunteered. Every opportunity that came, I volunteered. Within 3 years, I had over 10 volunteering experience with organizations like HIV UK, Stand to End Rape, and so many organizations that I can't even remember their names. I was still applying for opportunities, but they were not coming. Then I started wondering what was wrong. I spoke to a mentor of mine who made me realize that I was going about volunteering the wrong way. He told me that I was being too passive about volunteering, that I needed to be strategic about it. That was when I changed my game plan. In 2017, I joined an organization called Sickle Cell Aid Foundation, and that was my breakthrough into the development space. And basically, at that point in time, why it was my breakthrough was that I went in with a game plan. I already had an agenda from the start. SCAF in Kano then did not have an organized structure. Rather than complain as others did, I took it as an opportunity to craft my experience, to build the experiences I needed to grow and flourish. Then the opportunities started coming. So say, for example, then I was looking to develop training and facilitation skills. I would then come up with a proposal on how to train the volunteers, take lead in training the volunteers, which at the end of the day was a win-win for myself and the organization. At about the same time, I joined the Global Shapers community, which I started as a floor member, transitioned to participating in projects, leading projects, designing projects, becoming the first impact officer, and now the curator of the Global Shapers community, Kano. So, my Ogadawisi is here. Most people think that we are some sort of payroll by the World Economic Forum. That every month there's always this huge alert that comes into our account. But the truth is that being a shaper, it's a 100% volunteering endeavor. In fact, I would say that through my years of experience, none has been tasking and rewarding as being part of the Global Shapers community. Tasking in the sense that it's actually structured to be like a full-time job, and rewarding in the sense that I now have access to over 10,000 members worldwide, members of the young global leaders, the World Economic Forum partners, and lots more. I've also gotten to participate in projects that are out of my career paths. So you see, I'm into public health, but I've participated in projects like in education, reskilling for the future, and climate change. That at this point in time, people now call me to consult and design projects in these thematic areas. So looking through my experiences, you would see that the short-term benefits of volunteering are embedded into 3 things. The first is the access to information and how this information guides your career choices and gives you a wider perspective of world issues. The second is the access to the networks, which feeds into building your social capital. There's this common saying where they say your network is your net worth. And lastly is the learning and capacity building. You get to learn a lot of soft skills that are ordinarily not taught in the classroom settings. All these 3 things now key into your personal and professional development, which in the long term translates into better opportunities. But there's a caveat to this. Simply signing up as a volunteer does not automatically guarantees that you have all these said benefits. A lot of us go about volunteering the wrong way, volunteering in so many organizations with no sense of direction, and when we don't see benefits, we tend to give up. But there's a remedy to that, and that is what I call strategic volunteering. Volunteering with a sense of direction, sense of purpose, and intention. And there are 3 ways you can actually get to achieve this. The first is to know why you're volunteering. We all have different reasons of volunteering. Some people's reasons might be selfless, some might be selfish. We wouldn't judge no matter what. But you should know why you're volunteering, and don't just be all over the place. Volunteering in just everywhere every opportunity you see. The truth is that there is a limit to how best we can perform in given situations. Remember, it's all about quality, not quantity. Secondly, is having a clear roadmap as to what you want to achieve through the volunteering period. In other words, go in with an agenda. I'm a man of agenda. You should actually go in with an agenda. Don't strive to continue being a floor member. You should think like a leader. Think of coming up with initiative to seek for collaborations, synergies to scale up and improve the work you're doing. And lastly is create as much value as you can for the organization you're volunteering with. The value you create for this organization would stay with the organization, but the ability to create that value stays with you forever, and no one can take that away from you. And in today's economy, the new currency is your ability to create value. The length of your CVs, degrees and certificates do not really mean anything if you can't create value. So, my call to action to all of us in this room, most especially the students in this room, because I know where I came from, I know where I started, and I hold students very close to my heart because most of us that are in this room are starting off on a very good fit. With the bare fact that you're in this room, it means you're trying to challenge the status quo. So my call to action to you all is for you to start early. There are a lot of volunteering opportunities out there. I know within this campus, there are organizations like Enactus, JCI, and lots more. Seek for these opportunities. Sign up and volunteer with them. Be strategic and intentional about your volunteering process. Start gaining the work experience while you study and make it a lifelong endeavor. And keep in mind, people would mock you. Does that sound familiar when you're volunteering? Check. People would mock you when you're volunteering. Does that sound familiar? They would laugh at you. Does that sound familiar? Huh? They would say it's Aikin Wahala. Does that sound familiar? They would say that you're doing EAE or it's Ajayi work. But the last time I checked, EAE and Ajayi work actually pays the bill. Thank you very much.